Well, it's the first chance I've had to get out. Dog season. The Mississippi deer dog season has closed. And the hunt club asked me to come back in here. Set this area. But we got skim ice. I'm going to try to bust through it. I come loaded for bear. But as this water opens up back in here, I'll get more and more sets put in. It's all flooded timber, so I'll get the boat slid on through the ice and see if I can do any good in here. Now I have paddled up to the head end of this. I mean, there's the levee right there to their catfish pond. And I knew there had to be a crossover. You can see it coming right through here, going right up through there, going over the levee. And I'm going to chop some of this stuff right here out and bed a trap in this crossover trail. Every otter, every beaver coming up through. I mean, I'm going to set everything I can find, everything I can get to. A lot of this is still iced over somewhat, but just paddling through here, I just saw 2 giant beaver. I mean, giants. They're in trouble. But I am going to set this crossover trail and hopefully pick up an otter here. And I'm going to have to get out and walk over and look at the pond and see what it looks like over there. May have to put, a trap over there. But I try to always set both ends of a crossover if I can. But you can see the crawl out part of it right there. I have added a little bit of fencing right here to close down the gap to make them come right here where they're already going anyway. We bedding a No BS Beaver Extreme on one of my cable drowners and get this one set. We'll come back up here and we'll walk up that trail, go see what that crossover looks like, see if I see any otter poo. But the leaves on this crossover are wet. You can see all this milk chocolate water here, and the rest of the water around it's tan and black. It's been used just a little bit ago. But I'm gonna finish this setup and go over here and look at the top of the crossover, or see if there's any narrow spots to put in a snare. We'll find out in a minute. I was able to find me a narrow spot where they're crossing over into that pond, and have put a conibear right there and kind of fenced it off. I am on private ground, so I know in Mississippi, largest conibear you can go on public ground is a 7x7. That's a 10x10. So I am on private ground. Hopefully I'll pick up an otter right there tomorrow. Got 2 nutria swimming across right in front of me. Well, and another nutria up here. Let's see where they go and what they do. They're big. I was thinking it was going to be a bunch of nutria in here too, but that's 3 nutria, 4 nutria now. There's another one right up there swimming across. You can see this one cutting across. Holy cow. They got to be ducking into a den somewhere. Oh no, they're running out across. They're up on dry ground running across now. Good bit of nutria in here. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 5 nutria right here. 6. That one's still sitting right there. He ain't come out of the water. I should have brought my 22. I'll keep moving, get some sets in. I wasn't thinking this place is going to be full of nutria, but it is. I have located a run right here. You can see it's shallow. And as it drops off, there's the 330. Right there's rock hard bottom where everything's diving underneath all these limbs and going over here to this crossover. Stuck a 330 in it right there at the bottom of the channel on the H stand. Got to wire it off over here to my metal pole, and like I did at the other place for the hunting club, they asked me to tie ribbons. That's what I'm going to do. So this probably have a nutria in it tomorrow. I've seen just too many nutrias so far. Yeah. But everything's ducking underneath this bush, going under here, going under there, go over that crossover, go up through there. So it just felt like a good run. Needed 330 in it. I'm gonna keep moving. Got me a little spot right here next to just a, I don't know, small dam. I'm gonna go down through here and set the crossovers as I see them. To me, that looks more ottery. That right here looks more ottery than beaver. But you can see the crossover goes right over here. I am going to set another foothold right there and run the cable drowner out in deep water. We'll take a look at that set as I get it done. Well, I've got that trap right there bedded. It's a TS85 bedded right here. And you can see the cable drowner I've got running, but that stick right up there on that crossover, I took some of this Iowa Outdoor Families Beaver Fever Castor Lure, using that. It's got a different smell than ours, and it's got a little right up here on this stick, and hopefully it gets some attention, because it does smell strong, and it does smell much different than ours. You can just see that perfect crossover going right through there, going out through here somewhere. I'm gonna set all the crossovers, trails, anything that I'm not really looking to catch the nutria, although there is a bunch of them in here. I'll get this set finished and keep moving. When you find a crossover like that, that's a no-brainer. I've already got the cable anchor drove in. We'll be putting TS85 right here at the top of this crossover, and I may come back and put some more in on this wet crossover also. It just depends. I'm gonna tear this place apart. I've never been in here before, and I'm gonna tie flagging on all my sets, but that's an insane crossover running right through there. Yep. Gotta get a trap in. Well, I made it back into the lodge, and you know, I could see this lodge from the Google Earth. I was flying around it, and I can see all the runs right where you could see them from the satellite. You can see a run coming out there. You can see a run coming out right here. I want to set the 330s in all these runs. I know there's a lot of nutria. I'm not seeing super active fresh beaver mudding on the lodge on this side yet. I have seen a few chews. I'm not seeing big numbers of beaver, but there's a ton of nutria in here and some otter. So I'm going to set every run coming out of this lodge with some 330s. Right there's a 330. And the top of the H stand right there, I got it wedged in all them sticks at the bottom of that run. And I'm gonna go around this lodge, and every run I can find coming out of that lodge is gonna have 330 in it. Probably gonna be just nutria rats, but hopefully we'll catch something. I'm gonna move around the lodge, get some more sets. Trying to film this run before it silts in where I done stirred up some mud, but there's a run coming out right here underneath all them sticks. I'm gonna put another 330 right there. I mean, the boat's sitting on dry ground, and it drops off in that run right there. There's a run coming out right here underneath all them sticks, and that's where the 330 is gonna go. I'll get it shoved in, and we'll take a look at it in a minute. There's the 330 shoved into the bottom of the run. And you can see the run. Shallow. Boom, drops off right there. Comes in to this edge of that lodge. But hopefully it in the catch. Find a really narrow spot. I mean, there's no water. I mean, you can see there's 2 inches of water. All they've got right here is these beaver ditches. Found a narrow spot right here in the beaver ditch and shoved another 330 down at the bottom of it, because anything running up and down these runs is going to be hugging the bottom. And it's really narrow right there in that ditch because it comes right up through here, flying up through here. Hopefully I'll get a double here. But got that run set, that lodge entrance set, that lodge entrance set. I'm gonna go around, keep going around the lodge, see what I can find over there. But there's really no water if you get out of the beaver ditch. On the Google Earth, you can just see it from above with the satellite. This looks like a wagon wheel with just beaver ditches coming out of it. So I'll try to get around to the other side and see if we can put in some more. I'm setting another crossover. This is a dammed up section where the lodge is. You can see the crossover running right through there, going down into this other section of swamp. And then I got the anchor in and putting TS85 right here. I've taken and pulled some brush and leaves up here, made it look like this is the narrowest spot, and right there's the trap. And they're already using it. You can see the first slides in the mud and the tracks. And yeah, whatever comes through here is going to be in some trouble. Yeah, I don't know how active that lodge right there is going to be, because this beaver lodge got a sunroof. I mean, yeah, I don't see that very often. I don't see that very often at all. It's open and cavernous, and it's got a lot of fresh grass up in it. If anything's in there right now, I'm trying to run it out, see if it hit a 330. But don't never see. I don't know whether they have dug out. I don't know whether they've dug out or what, or something dug in. That's just not a good sign for this being an active lodge. Beaver wouldn't leave that. Yep, maybe chasing my tail on this one. Putting in a little castor mound set. I have excavated right here the mud and pulled it up here and took some of my Alpha Delta and put on it. I took a little stick here for fencing, a little stick right there for fencing, and the cable drowners right there. I'm gonna run it down into deeper water. But, right there's the pan on TS85, right in front of the Alpha Delta on the little castor mound I made. Makes me kind of concerned when I see the beaver lodge. I don't know where they got froze in during this last little cold snap and dug out, or something dug them out, but the lodge is disturbed, so we may or may not catch anything in here except the nutria rats, which are all over the place. But hey, I got a market for them, so I'll get this set finished, get the anchor out in deep water. If there's any beaver in here, they can, they're going to have to get a whiff of this caster or come out of the lodge or come over or cross over, or yeah, something's going to happen. I just don't know what yet. I'm hoping for an otter coming out of that catfish pond also, but I'll get this set finished and keep moving. Found a spot where the beaver had already made a castor mound and been hitting it pretty regular. I took a bunch of moss and vegetation, just souped up the side of this one, put my Alpha Delta on it, and I got a No BS Beaver Extreme bedded right here in front of it. Kind of fenced this off with chew sticks. I'm just gonna let this castor loft through this cypress swamp and hopefully get one to come over here and check it out. But yeah, there's some beaver sign, but not as much as I was expecting, but a whole lot of nutria. Good grief. You know, I've seen about 10 so far, and that's just paddling through here. After dark, they're gonna be everywhere. I'll finish this set and keep moving. Now, just from the side, I'm seeing in here one, maybe 2 beaver, and they're not living here, they're traveling through. A couple of otters that come through, I can tell by the sign, and about 10, 11 nutria that I've seen. So it's primarily nutria, not many beaver, and a couple of otters. So we'll give it a few days and see what I catch in here. But I'm still looking for places to sit still on my way back to the truck. I've covered this entire area, set all the crossovers I could find, any fresh beaver signs, got castor mounds, any dens I found, I set. Yeah, it's just lackluster. This place is lacking the sign that was at the other place. But if it's in here, I'm gonna catch it. I can see this bank den from the canoe. So I had to park the canoe and get over here. I saw all this chewed up vegetation, a couple of beaver sticks, and it goes right under there. So I had one more 330 left with me, so I put it right there. Hopefully that'll work.